let's take a look at in the main garden and see how the tomato plants and other things are doing. So here's the tomato plants that I planted on March 1st in this bed. The rest of them in those two beds over there, so the two far beds, I planted on March 2nd. So these are 30 days old, and I'll try to find a comparison where I can show you the pictures of when I first put them in. This video was taken 5 days after they were planted. Our usual last frost date is March 4th. So on March 1st, I looked at the 10-day and it looked good, so I planted them. So these are about 2.5 feet tall, the biggest ones. Some of them are a little over 2 feet tall, so they've grown a lot. And they've got, some of them have flowers on them. You can see right there, little tomato flowers. So hopefully those will set fruit. And there's some more right there. This is on the Big Beef hybrids, usually a very dependable variety. These here are Better Boy, which makes a big, nice tomato, and I've had good results with them in the past. So, this is the black Krim here. These are beautiful, dark tomatoes, and there's lots of flowers on that one. So we're hoping for the best, hope they set fruit. Sometimes they don't, so we'll just see what happens with those. And here we have our Patty striped beefsteak, which is another beautiful, gorgeous tomato. Has the beefsteak flavor, but they're yellow with red stripes on them, so they're really, really pretty. Kind of grown for their looks, I guess. And here are Mortgage Lifter, which is kind of a famous variety. They make the big beefsteak tomatoes, and you can see that that's got quite a bit of flowers on them. I haven't noticed any tomatoes set yet, so we'll just see how that goes. And we're hoping for the best. So you can see my little clips here. I just put these, I stage these out on the string so I don't have to go hunt them down when it's time to tie one up a little more. I've tied these up a little bit, like for example that one there, getting pretty tall, probably going to need another one. It's been pretty windy lately, so you got to keep them tied up. And that's about it for what I call the cedar log garden. This is why it's called cedar log garden, in case you're wondering. I just went through, and you may remember if you watched my videos, if not, I'll tell you now, that I had put a bunch of compost down in here, and I pulled it away from the plants because I was afraid that it might be a little bit too potent for the early plants. But these plants are getting nice and big now, and so I just got done spreading it out and putting it all around the plants. I haven't watered it in, but another thing I did too was cut some of these lower leaves off. You can see right there, I pretty much did that on all these plants, and took any suckers off, got any leaves off that were touching the ground or infringing on the plants next to them too much. What I'm trying to do is create some air circulation going through underneath these plants. That'll help prevent disease and powdery mildew and things like that. So just wanted to point that out. There's a pretty good bunch of leaves here that I took off. This is all the leaves that I took off those plants just now. So it's a whole bunch of it. And so don't be afraid to do that, because they need that. And if you don't do that, then you're going to be looking at problems later, at least on these indeterminate varieties. So I'm not going to do that on the other varieties. The only thing I do on those is if they're touching the ground, then I either take the whole branch off or just the part that's touching the ground to keep the dirt off the leaves.